And we're on. This is the great classic movie debate. I'm Kenny.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Steve.
And I see that I still have my great classic rock debate wallpaper, but that's okay. I usually remember, but sometimes I don't. It's okay. I don't know if you guys had any particular topics of material for tonight. One thing I wanted to just mention real quick was just this past week. Have either one of you guys seen that show, Sherlock?
No, I know of it.
Okay, Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman are Sherlock Watson.
That's an old show.
Yeah, it's a few years old.
Yeah.
But a number of people have told me, man, it's really good. You got to watch it. And for whatever reason, I never put it on my to-do list. And this week we started watching it, and the episodes are 90 minutes each. So you're like watching a full-length movie.
BBC, yeah.
For one episode. And so we watched season 1, which was 3 episodes. And I have to tell you, it's so good. It's really, really good. So if you've never seen it, put that on your hit list. I highly recommend it. Man, the writing is fantastic. And the guy playing Sherlock Holmes he's brilliant. He's just really...
You mean Benedict Cumberbatch?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah,
well, hold on. Really good.
Is it modern?
Yes, they've put it into a modern day setting, which I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be like from 100 years ago or 200 years ago or whatever, but no, it's all modern day, and it's good.
My question for you, were you recording what we said before you did the countdown?
I was not, no.
Oh, okay, good. Now I feel, okay. Because then I was going
to... Okay.
He was, yeah.
It was recording, but I was not including that, not until I do that little countdown. Our show hasn't technically started, but it's been recorded. Yeah, if you want.
Okay, I don't care. I said okay. I'm standing by my comments.
Okay.
Benedict Cumberbatch. The first time I recall seeing him now was Star Trek when he played Khan.
Khan, right?
And he was pretty good at it, except that Khan is supposed to be. Again, here's a funny part, and Noah's crying about. You don't hear the Khan Noonien Singh is from northern India. He's a Sikh. They've got the warriors of that's a caste of the warriors who are warriors. They have knives, they have the turbans, they like to fight. So this guy, Khan,
in the show, in the show,
Ricardo Montalban. It's one reason they picked him, because he was Mexican. He had darker features, so he could get away with being a Sikh.
I thought he was just supposed to be an alien.
He owned that role. He did.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
No, Montalban is just worship.
Yeah,
I have endless worship for that man.
Yeah,
but no, in the Star Trek lore, he's from northern India. He's a Sikh. He's very violent, as you can see, and he's very, very smart, genetically engineered.
Yes, so super soldier. Yeah,
yeah. But so when they have the Khan, you get a white, blue-eyed British guy to play him. I'm like, why aren't the Sikhs getting really mad? You took away a damn role.
Because the only people that get upset about cultural appropriation are white liberals.
Right.
No, I know. I was being facetious, but yeah. And I was like, well, okay. They could have given him dark eye. I don't know. I don't know what he seeks. If you do, call into the show who have blue eyes and are from England and with white hair.
Right.
But Benedict Cumberbatch, he was really good. He took the role slightly different than Khan, the original Khan, but oh my gosh.
I really enjoyed the two. I only saw the first two J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies, and I'm not a Star Trek purist. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I really enjoyed it. Now
I enjoyed it. The third movie, I would have rather watched Kenny take a dump. It was really stupid, bad. The plot was written by a 4-year-old child.
The third one, Into Darkness.
No, that's the one with Khan, Into Darkness. The third one is
okay.
I forgot what it's called. And this guy Justin Lin directed it, and his first comment. Well, when I saw the movie, I wanted to make sure they get off the ship. So they're driving motorcycles and jumping and stuff in the third movie. Okay. This is like the show ER, but we want to get them out of the hospital and put them in Antarctica, digging up Native American artifacts from 1 million years ago.
A lot of Star Trek was off the ship.
I know, but the first 2 movies weren't. But that's why this guy...
No, but even the TV show. I like him being off the ship.
I know, but I'm just saying it's just a childish thing to say. If the plot requires that, or if it's a good plot...
That's different, yeah.
Well, yeah.
But that's what this guy was...
story that way.
Right, but they didn't do that. They're like, we got to get him off the ship. and make sure they're all driving motorcycles, which they all know how to drive in the 23rd century. And so it just
I never
shows
saw it.
It's got Idris Elba, who he should have a continent named after. He's a great actor, but they wasted him in this role. And it was just, now if I'm Idris and someone hands me $2 million to play a role, I'm playing it.
Didn't they do the inverse of Wrath of Khan, and didn't they kill Kirk?
Yeah,
but he really didn't die.
He died, but I think you said you saw the first 2 Star Trek movies, Steve.
I saw the first 2. But that was, and the third one, doesn't he die? I can't remember what happens in Into Darkness.
Kirk goes into the reactor to get the mainline warp drive back online. He gets infected with the radiation and dies. And then that fight between Benedict Cumberbatch, or between Khan and Spock, that is a great fight.
Yeah.
Because I just love it when Spock puts the Vulcan neck pinch on Cumberbatch. He's like, nah! He's killing him. It's literally killing him, and he fights back, and that was a great fight. But then Spock eventually prevails with his girlfriend's help, and then they don't kill him because they need his blood. That's what saves Kirk.
Oh, okay. I saw that in the movie theater, but I don't remember it that well.
Exactly. I saw the same thing. I don't remember.
Because you two aren't Star Trek nerds like I am. I live and die with this. Donnie and I saw it at Paramount at one of their studios in Los Angeles. And Donnie knows a lot about it. So we were like, I had no idea what's happening, right? In the second movie, I hadn't seen it. And then they go, you better get down here to Spock. And Spock looks over and realizes Kirk's down there. Anyway. And that's when Kirk dies. And that's when Spock screams out Khan. Like, now Spock's going to kill him. Like, he knows. Right. He's already.
Yeah.
So just like
I think we're losing Kenny with all the Star Trek talk.
No, I know.
No, I got long day, haven't had a nap or anything, was outdoors, exerting myself. I played pickleball. I don't know if you guys ever played that or not.
Oh, yeah. It's fun.
But, for a guy my age who's not in great cardio shape, man, play an hour of that and good luck.
And the Florida heat, I bet.
Wiped me out. Yeah, in the heat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it.
It's fun. It is fun. It doesn't require a ton of athletic ability.
Yeah, that's why I like it. Because tennis is, if it's hot out, I'm like, I don't want to go chase that ball. But pickleball, I can take 2 steps and.
Right.
What irritates me is like ESPN puts that on and cornhole on, and what I'd like to do is walk in with a machine gun right as they're starting to do it, and see how fast they can run from me shooting them. It's the stupidest. I want to watch cornhole. I'd rather have my teeth drilled on with no Novocaine. It's just garbage. And then the worst is poker.
I agree.
This is the stupidest invention in the history of the human race.
Well,
it's got
for people who like it, more power to them. I just don't know why it's on a sports channel. It's a card game.
ESPN the Ocho.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Speaking of athleticism, have you guys seen Gran Turismo?
Have not.
No, that's a video game, right? Which I don't know.
It's a movie based on a video game. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good. And the trailer for it does not do the movie justice.
Okay. Who's in that again?
Oh, Orlando Bloom, but he's not the lead.
Okay.
He's probably the third actor on the bill.
Oh, okay. He's got to be getting a little older by now.
Yeah, he's like my age. He's mid to late 40s.
Okay.
And then the guy who plays the sheriff on Stranger Things, I always forget his name. He's an okay.
I like that guy.
I like him too, but oh my God, he's been out spewing the liberal nonsense.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why do you guys have to ruin it? Like, I can't even enjoy watching him now. It's God. But I like him. He was great in not just Stranger Things, but in what's the Scarlett Johansson Marvel?
Oh,
Black Widow.
Yeah, he was great in that. He was great in that.
Yeah. But Gran Turismo, so speaking of that, I used to never think that I would laugh when I hear about race car drivers being athletes. And then you realize, like, the split second timing that they have to have, the courage,
the concentration,
or stupidity to drive 200 miles an hour within inches of people. And then also knowing like you're in a car that's got no power steering, no air conditioning, you're sitting in that thing for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's hot as you're wearing a fire resistant suit. I mean, I've never done it. It can't be easy. So yeah, but the movie itself is really good. If you haven't seen it, I encourage people to go see it. It's done by Neil Blomkamp, who did District 9.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's a
Oh, I didn't
great.
realize.
When you see the trailer, you're like, this is stupid. They're going to take guys who played video games and put them into a race car, in a race. But the way they do, it's based on a true story, evidently. And the way they do it is very believable. They kind of take, it's a simulator. Gran Turismo is a racing video game, but it's also, they call it a simulator. So they have a contest where I guess in real life this happened. They took the winner, the best Gran Turismo player, or the top 5, and then they trained them for a couple of weeks or months, and then they took the best of that, and that person got on the circuit, and then that you still, which I had no idea you had to do this, but apparently there's the Racing Federation, whoever it is, you have to get a driver's license.
Yes.
And in order to get a driver's license, you have to place, I think it was 4th or something in so many races or something. So that's basically what the movie is about. And but it's really good. Surprisingly good.
Just for those in the audience, Gran Turismo is normally known to us normal people as GT. So whenever you see a 3000 GT, or that's what that stands for, is Gran Turismo.
Okay.
There you go.
I didn't even know that.
I'm going to see it. It sounds good.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good. My wife and I saw it. We both said we're very similar on our movie ratings. We both walked out and said, yeah, we give it like an 8 or a 9.
Oh, wow.
Decent.
Out of 10. So,
okay.
Yeah. Which I saw the Expendables over the weekend too.
And
it has got to be, it's disappointing. I mean, you know what you're getting, but it's definitely the weakest of the 4 movies.
Okay.
The CGI in it is really bad. It feels like they did not have the budget. It feels like they made this movie for $20 million.
And it shows.
Yeah, there's so much green screen, so many fights that take place in front of a green screen, and it looks bad. The backgrounds look awful. They're on a boat, supposedly about half of the movie, and you can see the moon, in the green screen.
Right.
It looks fake. Most of the time when you shoot a movie that's outside on a boat at night, the background is pitch black. You don't see the stars. You don't see the ocean. You don't see the water. And in this
case, leave the
case,
lens open. Why? Because
you can see everything. And it's like, yeah, everything's in focus.
Impossible.
Impossible. Usually when you're shooting late at night, you don't have enough light. Not to get too technical, there's a thing called depth of field. And basically all that is how much is it actually in focus in the screen. And usually with movies, they have very shallow depth of field when
it's dark, yeah.
Especially when it's dark. But even in it's daytime, you shoot a close-up, what's behind the actor is usually blurred out. It's something you can tell, like, oh, it's daytime, there's some buildings behind it, but you can't really make it out exactly what it is. But in this, same thing, like you could see the background, you can see all the stars, you can see the moon, and you can see the ocean. And if you go out on a boat at night there with no lights, you're probably not going to see more than 4 or 5 feet out into the water, if that.
Right.
And in this case,
That's
you
true.
can see, for about
without the moon out there, yeah.
Yeah, without the moon. So and the script was pretty bad. It was not directed by Stallone, but again, I like these kind of movies. It's fun. I had a good time, but it's not a good movie. But I wish they would make more of these movies or these types of movies. I feel like we've lost the action movie genre.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So to speak. But this was just not a good representation of it. But
Okay.
The Expendables 3 is probably the best of the series.
Oh, okay. That's the only one I haven't seen. I saw 1 and 2. I never saw.
It's got like Arnold, Mel Gibson in it. I can't remember if Chuck Norris is in that one.
I'm not
And
sure.
It's funny.
Ford as well.
You guys mentioned that. It's like if you go back and watch those, like the Michael Dudikoffs and Norris, there's like about 80 of these movies, and they were all Gollum, Globus.
Globus.
Yeah.
Israeli guys who are all conservative who made these conservative movies for, I don't know if it was a part of the symbiosis, they just happen to be conservative actors, make a conservative message, and it could, and they wanted to make money, and that's who funded it. And none of those movies were done in the studio.
Right.
I mean, zero. Like it's
right.
No.
And now you don't. Go ahead, Steve.
I was gonna say interesting story about Delta Force 2, which I've never seen, but I love the first one.
Love it.
Man, I'm probably gonna go watch that this week.
I saw an interview with somebody, and I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about meeting Chuck Norris, and they said Chuck Norris, they met him, and he was going to do one more shot of the day for Delta Force 2, and he said, and the stunt double said, or his stand-in said, "I got it, Chuck. You go." He had to go out to dinner or something. He's like, "Chuck, you go out to dinner. I'll do the stand-in on the helicopter." So Chuck left. And that helicopter crashed, and it killed like 4 people on board, including the stunt double. This was like in 1989, 1990. Wow. So it was just one of those things that, I mean, unfortunately, his stunt double died, but, which nobody remembers his name, unfortunately.
Right.
But, that could have been ended tragically for Chuck Norris. But
wow.
Still alive and kicking, selling total gems.
Yeah.
It's too bad. I mean, like John Wick 4, you know what's coming, but
it was Hulk Hogan. I'm sorry. It was an interview with Hulk Hogan that he was talking about that.
Wow. So, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Paul.
No, it's okay. But like John Wick, you know what's coming. They're like, are going to be more and more and bigger and more incredible and impossible to do in real life, right? But they pull it off because I don't know how much John Wick 4 costs, like 100 million, 125 million.
Yep, that's about right.
To shoot, right? And so it's just, what I'm saying about like with this Expendables, if Steve's right, and I'm sure he is, $20 million budget, you ain't got, think about the salary. So that means every guy in that movie probably got $500,000.
Right.
You start doing the math.
Yeah. And Stallone
and
is
back
not,
in, yeah.
He's not in the movie that much. It's more of Jason Statham is the lead by far in this movie. And I like him. He's not Stallone, and he plays Jason Statham, which is fine.
I mean, Stallone plays the only movie. Think about this: what's the only movie like Rocky 1 and Copland? Stallone is not necessarily playing Stallone. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And Rocky 3 and 4, he starts.
Blood.
I can see a lot of Stallone in that, but I take your point. But I do see a lot. But like in Copland, he's like this overweight. Deaf or not? He's not deaf, right? I can't remember. Is he deaf?
He's got
hearing impairment.
Yeah,
he's impaired. Yeah.
So he's like he got these physical flaws, and it's good. I mean, it was such a good movie, Copland.
Yeah, it was good, real good.
And
it's kind of a beneath the surface movie. A lot of people have never seen it and never heard of it. But man, I can't recommend that one strongly enough. Copland, that was really good. And I thought Stallone it's for him. It's such a different role, and he still hits it out of the park. He was still great.
Yeah, and the guy is super talented. Like I read this book by this woman, feminist writer. She interviewed Stallone. I think he had just finished that movie, and he was obsessed. Like she said, she spent like some time. And all he had was 2 slices of fish to eat the entire day. Because he was going to lose all that weight as fast as he could to get right back down to being whatever he was, 5%. And he was super, super obsessed. And she's like, well, do you have another movie to do? No, I just want to get down to this weight. And she's like, okay, it's just interesting.
You're talking about after Copland.
Yes, because he gained all that weight and he wanted to lose it. And she's like, shouldn't you eat some more than that? He's like, no, that's all I'm eating. But
I see what you're saying. You're saying that in most movies he does not have a flaw.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Physically, he's a little guy, but he's really good looking. He's shredded, got big muscles. He works out, and he's morally perfect.
Right. Now you're right.
And that's we're diverging here. But this is the beauty of John Wick. Okay, he's not perfect. He has a perfect body, and he is atoning because of his wife's death of all his sins. And the key to all 4 movies is that when he kills the Italian mob boss, and she asks him the question of the 4 movies, do you fear damnation? And he says, yes. That's it. That's what's driving this guy. I mean, he was loving the wife, but he wants to atone for all this mess that he's created. He knows when he's a bad person. He knows it, right? And he's trying to atone for it. And anyway, so
okay, quick thought right here, because you mentioned Jason Statham a second ago. I'm pretty sure you guys both saw The Bank Job.
Yes, the real life, based on the real life movie.
Correct. Yeah,
that's a great movie.
I can't. It's fantastic.
I completely agree.
But the scene in there where, okay, I don't remember the character's name, but it's the actor who played Bricktop in
Alan
one of the
Ford.
other.
His name is Alan Ford.
Okay, yeah, that guy. So he is holding Jason Statham's friend hostage, and he's going to kill him. I think it's Dave. And he puts him on the phone with him, and David said, "They're going to kill me, whatever."
No, that's not Alan Ford, I don't think. I think you're getting confused. The bad guy in that movie is David Suchet.
Okay, who played Bricktop in...
No. David Suchet is, he played Salieri in Amadeus. He's one of the greatest actors of all time in England. He played Hercule Poirot.
Okay,
Agatha Christie.
But in the scene that I'm referring to, it was the same actor who played Bricktop.
Oh, he must not have been the bad guy. He must have been second in command or something.
Okay, probably was, yeah. And he's telling Jason Statham, who has this ledger that's got all of the pay. Okay, he's telling him, we're going to kill your friend. And he puts the guy on, and he says they're going to kill me. And he gets him back on the phone with Bricktop, and Jason Statham says to him, "Go ahead and kill him. See if I give a F. You can pick up your ledger down at Scotland Yard." And he goes, "Don't do that." I go, wow. He just changed the rules really quick, didn't he? Go ahead and kill him. You can pick up your ledger down at Scotland Yard. Yeah, if you haven't seen that movie, it's a classic.
Steve, it's a real story, and the whole thing is this caper, and where it's a normal caper movie, but where it blows apart is they have video, photos, evidence of someone in the royal family having an affair.
Yeah.
And now MI5 doesn't give a rat's ass about this crime, and all of a sudden, those mobsters have photos of the royal family doing something incriminating, and now it's their number one priority. I don't care if the terrorists blow up England, we're going to find those photos.
Right. And I think in real life it happened around 70 or 71, something like that.
Yeah. And the movie's brilliant because it's brilliant, Steve. You should see it.
It's really good.
Because
really
it's like
good.
They do the rob. Go ahead.
Now, as a former banker, I'm always amazed at bank robbery movies because they're so unrealistic.
No. They're not robbing the bank. It's the safety deposit boxes they're robbing.
Right.
Matter of fact, they do it, and the whole movie it hinges on they're doing on a bank holiday. Okay. Yeah. And what happens is the police can hear where the conversation of them, they've tapped into the conversation between them and the bad guys. The guys who robbed the bank who are bad guys, and these other real bad guys.
Real bad guys.
Can hear it, and they're like, and they realize he's in a bank. And so they go around London with hitting their horn and making these announcements so they can hear it through the phone so they can figure out where they are.
Right.
It's happened in real life. You're like, oh my God.
Do they know what's in the safe deposit boxes?
It's a brutal.
The guys who were hired to do the bank job, they don't know that that the actual intention is to get this ledger. They think that they're just there to clean out some boxes. Yeah. But they don't know what they're really there for. And they end up getting it though. And getting themselves into deep doo-doo when they do. But,
that's okay. That's good. The bank employees are not there then.
No,
correct.
It's on a bank holiday. There's no one there.
Okay.
They break in. It's almost like that movie Sexy Beast. Did you see that, Steve?
No.
Oh man, see it.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. They break a water main near this famous branch of a bank in England somewhere. And it floods it. And they blow a hole in the bottom of it. And they're all wearing scuba gear. And they're wearing torches under the water. And they steal everything out of the bank. And they swim right out.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about going to the bank.
Do they get like $80,000?
No, they got like millions.
See,
Steve,
this is
No, this is safety deposit box again.
Yeah.
It's not
I know.
It's not the bank's money.
Okay. Steve, put both of those movies on your hit list, The Bank Job and Sexy Beast. Trust me, you won't regret it. My God, these are really good movies.
Yeah, I'll check them out. I just, I always laugh when I see these bank heist movies and there's like $300 million in cash sitting in the vault. I'm like, you know how much banks earn on cash sitting in the vault?
Right.
Zero.
Right.
So they try to keep as little as possible.
Well, that's
the actual vault.
Well, Steve, you're right, but that's why in Heat they go out of their way to say it's the payroll day, and they got to have. Back then it wasn't EFTs yet, so they said the payroll will be there to whatever it is they steal. Remember when De Niro?
Yeah.
And they say this is their.
Yeah, electronic. Everything's electronic now.
Yeah, but this movie was made in 1994.
Yeah.
I still, I have a issue with that movie as well. From banks just don't keep now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, you hit maybe like the Federal Reserve. That's a little different story, but
yeah. Okay, guys, we had gotten our warning probably 3-4 minutes ago, so let's wrap it up. Anybody got final thoughts?
Final thought. I'm going to go back because my wife hasn't seen it, and my daughter. I'm going to go back and watch Planet of the Apes.
The very first one.
Yeah, with Charlton Heston and.
Oh man, that's great.
I know, but it's like, so I'm going to recommend that to everybody, especially if you people are Steve's age or younger. It's a movie. Don't go back and see those other ones. I like the one with the Caesar. I do like those. Those are good, actually. But the first one is just tremendous.
It really is.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a Twilight Zone episode.
Correct.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone movie. Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Pierre Brûlé. Yeah.
I will say, I saw The Retirement Plan today with Nicolas Cage.
How was it?
Nicolas Cage is good in it.
Okay. All right.
That's a ringing endorsement.
But I'm going to say, like, there's not going to be a whole lot of movies coming out in the next couple of months because of the strike.
Right.
So it's worth seeing for a matinee. I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to, since we just mentioned Sexy Beast, I'm going to say it again. Ben Kingsley is in it. It was a sleeper movie. I think it was a British film.
It is.
The accents are so heavy, you almost need subtitles to know what they're saying. Oh, my God. But, man, is this movie well written. And Ben Kingsley, physically, he's not a big guy.
He's tiny.
Is frightening. He is frightening in this movie. Everybody is scared to death of him because he'll kill you just for looking at him wrong. And he's such a good actor. And
Ray Winstone is in it, and
yes.
Ian McShane is in it.
Yes.
Ben Kingsley should have gotten the Oscar for Iron Man 3 for playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was
really
such a great role. The
Really
movie as a whole is kind of underwhelming.
I met him at the Air and Space Museum. He can't be 5 feet tall. He's a little guy. He tried to act like he didn't see me, and I saw him, and he smiled, and I smiled, and I kind of patted him. We just passed in the night. And the funny part was there was about 1,000 people from the country of India in the lobby. And I could have said, oh my God, there's Gandhi right there walking across. But I didn't do it. I was merciful.
You were.
As a kid, that's the first movie I recognized, or I knew him from. And I always assumed he was Indian because of that.
I think he is of Indian descent, actually.
I think so.
Not his real name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
He's a force. The guy is a force. I mean,
I think I don't think it wasn't until I was probably in my late teens that I actually saw a picture of Gandhi and was like, oh, it's not Ben Kingsley.
That's not him. This is a fake.
Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Good show, though. Lots of fun. Well, I've covered a variety of stuff. All right, so that's it for this week. This is the Great Classic Movie Debate. I'm Kenny.
I'm Paul.
I'm Steve.
Yes, and if you happen to be watching, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our sister channel, The Great Classic Rock Debate. And that's going to be it for this week. So until we meet again, we will see you next time.
Laters.